In the previous year we spoke about a verbal agreement. A verbal agreement to buy, a verbal agreement to sell. What's the next stage in a transaction? And of course we explained that a transfer of ownership is not made at the time, when of a verbal agreement. So what's the next stage in a transaction? The next stage is normally paying. Cash is paid. And delivery is not necessarily taken, delivery can be later. Sometimes the cash that's paid is not necessarily the full price. A partial payment, a small amount of cash. Does the paying of cash, whether it's a partial payment or a payment in full, cause a change of ownership or not? According to the Torah, it causes a change of ownership. From the time you've paid, even though you haven't yet taken delivery, there has now been a change of ownership where there's a specific object that's being sold to you. Let's say you walk into a shop and you see a fridge that's being sold from the shop. Not that they're going to send you from the warehouse. You know, sometimes they have the one in the window that they're selling cheaply. I'm taking that fridge and it's a special price. And they say, fine, you pay the money. At that time, there would be, according to the Torah, a change of ownership, and that fridge now belongs to you. If anything happens to that fridge before it gets to your house, you've lost. But, because of this problem, Chazal were worried. They wanted to protect the buyer. Chazal said, what's going to happen after the buyer's paid for this fridge that's in the shop, in the window, and that fridge now belongs to him? Let's say that, God forbid, there's a fire in the shop of the seller. The last thing that the seller's going to save is your fridge. First he's going to save all his fridges, all his property, all the other things. And the last thing, if he's got time, he'll maybe try and save the fridge that he sold to you. But otherwise, what's he getting? What does he care? It's been paid for. He's got his money. As far as he's concerned, let it burn. Because of this problem, Chazal made an enactment. They made an enactment that money does not cause a transfer of ownership. Ma'ot einan konot. Payment does not cause a transfer of ownership. Now, once we've accepted that payment does not cause a transfer of ownership, now that means that there's no final deal being made. So that means that even after you've paid for the goods, you've paid for what you're buying, you can go back on the deal. The deal has not been finalized. The deal is not finished yet. This also Chazal took into account. And therefore they said that once cash has been paid, you now have an obligation to finish the deal. Both sides, the buyer and the seller, have an obligation to complete the deal. And if one of the two sides decides to go back on the deal, now they're not just considered unfaithful people. They're not just mechusrei amana, like we explained in the previous year, that they're considered unfaithful, unreliable people. Now they've got up a step. They've become what we call mishapara people. These people get a special curse from the Beit Din to force them to keep their word and to go ahead and finish the deal that's been paid for. The language of this is written in the Shulchan Aruch, and I've translated it into English in pure money. You can see it on page number 60. It's like this: Hashem, the Kodesh Baruch Hu, who took revenge from the generation of the flood, from the builders of the Tower of Babel, from the people of Sodom, from the Egyptians at the Red Sea, will similarly take revenge from those who do not stand by their word or by their obligations. According to some opinions, this is not just said generally, it's said specifically to the party that's going back on his word. That Hashem will take revenge from you, that you are not standing by your word. According to some opinions, once this has been done to a person, if they've gone back on their word, where money was paid, and they don't keep the deal, they're now invalidated for being witnesses. So they're considered rashayim, they're considered evil people that cannot be trusted. This is more stringent than the case of mechusrei amana, than the case of someone who's just considered unfaithful and unreliable. They've now gone to a higher step of unreliability. And this is considered someone who's